Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the multiple choice question and answer from the unit FIR filter design. So already I posted one video from this unit. Okay, that is the basics of linear phase FIR filter. Okay, so this video. So in this video, we are going to see about the windowing technique. Okay, the design of FIR filter using windowing technique. So in order to design the FIR filter, FIR digital filter, so there are so many methods are there. One is Fourier series method. The second one is various windowing techniques. Then the third one is a frequency sampling method. So the difference between IAR and the FIR filter design is in IAR filter, there is no straight way to design digital IAR filter. First, we have to design the analog IAR filter, then using the suitable transformation technique like bilinear transformation, impulse invariant method, matched transform, we have to convert the analog IAR filter into digital IAR filter. Okay, but in FIR filter design, so no need to design analog FIR filter. So directly we can design digital FIR filter. Okay, so that is the difference between IAR filter and FIR filter. Okay, so in this we are going to see about the design of FIR filter using windowing technique. So there are so many windows are there in order to design the digital FIR filter. So the first window, it is a rectangular window, then Hamming window, Hanning window, then Blackman window, Bartlett window, Kaiser window. So there are so many windowing functions are there. Okay, so in your syllabus, only the three windowing techniques is mentioned: rectangular window, Hanning window, and Hamming window. So in this video, we are going to discuss about that three windowing techniques. Okay, so the first question you see, which of the following defines the rectangular window function of length capital N? Okay, so the rectangular window function. So you see the rectangular window function means this window function is having the constant amplitude 1. Okay, constant amplitude 1. So for the n value, the time n is from 0 to capital N minus 1. Okay, so this windowing function is having the amplitude 1 from the time n is from 0, 1, 2, etc. up to n minus 1. For the remaining time, this rectangular window function is not at all having any amplitude or zero amplitude. So that's why this function, the shape of this window is like rectangular. So it is called as a rectangular window function. So here you see WR of n is equal to 1 for n is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1, 0 elsewhere. This is the correct answer. So in second one, you see WR of n is equal to 1 for n is 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 elsewhere. So this is not correct. Similarly, this is also not correct. So this function WR of n, the rectangular window, window is mentioned by W of n, rectangular window. So that's why it is indicated by WR of n is having the amplitude 1 for the time n is from 0 to n minus 1. So this is the correct answer. Okay. Then the next one, the multiplication of the window function with h of n is equivalent to multiplication of capital H of W and W of W, windowing function of omega. Okay, so this is not a W, this is a omega frequency. So the multiplication of window function with impulse response in time domain is equivalent to the multiplication of capital H of omega and W of omega. Yes, it's a that is a, if you are multiplying the multiplying two signal in time domain, it is equivalent to the convolution of their respective Fourier transform. So already you know, according to the property of convolution theorem, okay, in discrete Fourier transform or DTFT, if you are multiplying the two signal in time domain means it gets transformed into convolution of their individual Fourier transform. But here they are mentioning it as multiplication of window function in time domain is equivalent to multiplication of their individual Fourier transform. So this is the false statement. So instead of this multiplication, if convolution key means it's the correct. Okay. So this is the thing. Then the next question, what is the Fourier transform of rectangular window of length L? Okay, so if you are taking the Fourier transform for this rectangular sequence, W R of n is equal to 1 for n equal to 0 to n minus 1, 0 elsewhere. If you are taking Fourier transform for this rectangular window function, so what is the Fourier transform answer? So the Fourier transform answer is that this is the thing. So here the length it is indicated as L instead of capital N. Here they mentioned L. Okay, so that's why the Fourier transform answer is sine omega L by 2 divided by sine omega by 2 into e power minus j omega L minus 1 by 2. So this is the Fourier transform of that particular rectangular window function. Okay, so you just remember it. So this derivation is it's a big question. So you just remember this one. If you are taking Fourier transform for that rectangular function, the answer is sine omega L by 2 by sine omega by 2 into e power minus j omega L minus 1 by 2. If length is a capital L. If the length is capital N means in the place of capital L, you just replace En. Okay, this is the one of the question. Then the next one, what is the magnitude response of rectangular window function? That is just now we calculated the Fourier transform of the rectangular window. So this answer, it is nothing but capital W of omega. Okay, this is the Fourier transform of rectangular window function. So what is the magnitude of this one? Okay, that is the question. What is the magnitude response, modulus of W of omega of rectangular window function? So if you are taking magnitude for this one, so this e power minus j theta magnitude is 1. So that's why the answer is sine omega L by 2 by sine omega by 2. Okay, if the length is n means, so the answer is sine modulus of sine omega n by 2 divided by sine omega by 2. Okay, so this is the answer. Then the next one, if x of n is equal to cos omega naught n and w of omega is the Fourier transform of rectangular signal W of n, then what is the Fourier transform of signal x of n into W of n? Okay, so if you are multiplying, so in order to solve here, the signal x of n is given and another one signal is W of n, rectangular signal. If you are multiplying these two signal means, what is the Fourier transform of the multiplication of the signal? That is the question. Okay, so according to the property, okay, so there is a modulation property is there in Fourier transform. So if you are multiplying any signal x of n with the W of n, where the x of n is a cosine signal. Okay, you just see x of n is a cos omega naught n. So any one function multiplied with the cos omega naught n means the Fourier transform answer is that 1 by 2, the Fourier transform of this windowing function W shifted to the left side, W minus omega naught plus W of omega plus omega naught. So this is the property of Fourier transform. This is the modulation property of the Fourier transform. Already we discussed this, you studied this one in signals and system. Okay, so the answer, so the Fourier transform of the signal x of n into W of n is 1 by 2 into W, capital W, that is Fourier transform of the windowing function shifted to left side by omega naught amount plus Fourier transform of the windowing function shifted to the right side by omega naught amount. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Then the next one, what is the width of main loop of frequency response of rectangular window? So for rectangular window, if you are taking, after taking Fourier transform, if you are drawing the frequency response, so we will get some spectrum. Okay, so in that spectrum, that is, we will get the spectrum like this. Okay, so we will get the spectrum like this. So in this, what is the width of main loop? The main loop is nothing but in the frequency response, you see in center. Okay, so when the frequency about omega equal to 0, so we will get the maximum loop. So this loop is called as main loop. So what is the width of this main loop they are asking for rectangular window? So the main loop of rectangular window is that 4 pi by n. Okay, so this is the standard answer. So finally, I will conclude for a 3 windowing function. I will compare and tell the answers. Okay, so for rectangular window, the main loop width is 4 pi divided by n, where n is the order of the filter or length of that windowing function. Okay, then the next one, the width of each side loop decreases with an increase in n. It's a true or false. Okay, so if you are getting if you are drawing the amplitude response, so you see the center response is called as main loop. Then this main loop, and again we will get the small side loops. Okay, so this is called as a side loop. So if the side loop value, see the amplitude of this side loop, the side loop amplitude decreases. Okay, so decreases. Finally, it reaches the zero value. So here the question is that the width of each side loop decreases with increase in n. Yes, if the windowing function, the length of the window is n. If n value increases means the width of the side loop is also decreases. Okay, each side loop decreases. It's a correct answer. Similarly, if you are increasing n, the main loop width is also decreases. According to the formula, you see what is the width of the main loop? 4 pi by n. If you are increasing the n value, what about the main loop width? Main loop width is also increases. So the width of each loops decreases with an increase in n. It's a true. Okay. Then the next one, with an increase in the value of n, the height of each side loop is dash. Okay, so here the question you see, if you are increasing the value of n, what about the height of each side loop? So the height of each side loop, it is also increases. Okay, it is also increases. That is, this is the graph for n equal to some 5. Then for the FIR filter, having the n is equal to 11, if you are getting the frequency response, the side loop amplitude is the height. This is the height. So this side loop amplitude height is high when compared to n equal to 5. Okay, so that's why with an increase in value of n, height of each side loop increases. Width of side loop decreases. Okay, width means you see this one. This width is increases, but the height of side loop is increases. Okay, increases. Then the next question, what is the maximum magnitude of first side loop for rectangular window? Okay, maximum magnitude of first side loop. So you see, after this main loop, there is a first side loop. You see, this is the maximum first side loop. This is the second side loop and so on. Okay, so what is the maximum magnitude of this first side loop in rectangular window? So the maximum magnitude of first side loop in rectangular window in dB is minus 13 dB. Okay, so you just remember these answers. The width is 4 pi divided by n. Similarly, the first side loop level for rectangular window is minus 13 dB. Okay, so in a finally, I will conclude for all 3 windows. I will compare and tell the answers. Okay. The next one, the first side loop occurs at dash when low pass filter is designed using rectangular window. That is, if you are designing one low pass filter using this rectangular window, we will get some frequency response. So if you are drawing that frequency response, we will get the first side loop. Okay, so the first side loop occurs at dash dB when low pass filter is designed using rectangular window. Minus 21 dB. We will get minus 21 dB. We will get the first side loop. The next one, what is the role of rate in the frequency response of rectangular window? So the role of rate means rate of change of that decrease in the frequency response. So what is the role of rate of rectangular window? It's a minus 6 dB per octave. Okay, so these are all the standard answers. You just remember it. For rectangular window, role of rate is minus 6 dB. Then the next one, how does the frequency of oscillation in the pass band of low pass filter varies with the value of n? Okay, how does the frequency of oscillation in the pass band of low pass filter varies with the value of n? Okay, the frequency of oscillation in the pass band increase with the increase in n value. Frequency of oscillation is also increases with increase in n value. Then the next one, the oscillatory behavior near the band edge of the low pass filter is known as Gibbs phenomenon. Okay, the oscillatory behavior near band edge of low pass filter is known as Gibbs phenomenon. Yes. Okay. So the Gibbs phenomenon, this type of distortion is occurred when means if you are designing the FIR filter using Fourier series method, means in Fourier series method we will get the oscillations after the pass band. Okay, the oscillations we will get. In order to avoid that oscillation, we are using the method. It is called as a windowing technique. Okay, so you see the multiplication of HD of n with the rectangular window is identical to the Fourier series representation of the desired filter. Okay, that is this. If you are designing FIR filter with rectangular window and the Fourier series method of designing the FIR filter, both are same only. Okay, so in this two method, we will get the ripples in the after passband. We will get ripples. Okay, the oscillatory behavior we will get. So that behavior we are calling it as a Gibbs phenomenon. Then the next question, rectangular window is called as Dirichlet window or boxcar. Yes, okay, the other name of rectangular window is Dirichlet window or boxcar. Then the next one, which one is true when the length of the rectangular window increases? Okay, if you are increasing, that is the capital N value. If you are increasing the N value, means which one is true? The main lobe decreases, main lobe width decreases, but has no effect on height of side lobe. The main lobe width increases, but has no effect on height of side lobe. No change in the main lobe width and height of side lobe, none. Okay, so if the length of the rectangular window increases, the main lobe width decreases, but has no effect on the height of side lobes. This is the correct answer. Then the next one, if the value of n increases, then the main lobe in the frequency response of rectangular window becomes broader. Okay, this is false. So already you know what about the width of that rectangular window? The width of the main lobe width of the rectangular window is 4 pi by n. Okay, if the n value increases, what about the width? The width value decreases, but here they told the width of the frequency response of rectangular window is broader, so it's a false, it's a narrower. If you are increasing the value of n, we will get the width of the main lobe is narrow. Okay, that is a correct statement. The next one, the large side lobe of W of omega results in which of the following undesirable effect? Circling effect, broadening effect, ringing effect, none of the above. Okay, ringing effect. The large side lobe of the frequency response of that window results in ringing effect. The next one, so up to this 17. So the questions, these questions are from rectangular windowing function. Okay, so the next one, the next type of window used to design the FIR filter, it's a Hanning window. Okay, so Hanning window belongs to the family of raised cosine window. Yes, okay. So there is a category of raised cosine. In that raised cosine window, Hanning window is a one type. Hamming window is also a one of the family of raised cosine. So both Hamming and Hanning is a one of the family of raised cosine window. So it's a true. Then the next one, which of the following defines the Hanning window only for odd value of n? Okay, odd value of n. If the n is odd, how to define the Hanning window? So the answer is the first one. The WHN of n. Hanning window is usually mentioned by WHN. Hamming window is mentioned by WH. So this is Hanning. So the Hanning window, it is defined as 0.5 plus 0.5 cos 2 pi n divided by capital N minus 1 for the time n is between minus n minus 1 by 2 to plus n minus 1 by 2, 0 otherwise. Okay. So this is the Hanning window definition if the capital N is odd. Okay. So that's why this formula, this type of Hanning window is used to design the non-causal filters. Okay. So used to design non-causal filters, since this formula is only valid if the capital N value is odd. Okay. So A is the correct answer. Then the next one, which of the following defines a Hanning window for both odd and even values of n? Okay, if the n value is even and odd means which one is the definition of Hanning window? Okay, so already you know this is the definition of a Hanning window if the capital N is odd. For example, n equal to 5, n equal to 7, n equal to 9, 11 only this formula is, it will obey. Okay, if the n value is odd and even, okay, so for both formula we have to use this the thing 0.5 WHN of n is equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 2 pi n divided by n minus 1 for n is from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so here the time is positive time, n is 0 to capital N minus 1, the WH of n is equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 2 pi n by n minus 1, 0 otherwise. So this is also a Hanning window definition if the capital N is odd and even. If n is odd, only the first formula it will obey. Okay. Then the next question, which of the following is the advantage of Hanning window over rectangular window? Okay, so what is the advantage of Hanning over rectangular window means? It's a less side loop. When in rectangular window, we will get a mini side loop. Okay, so the major loop is our desired thing. Side loop is an unwanted one. So we will get a more side loop in rectangular window. When compared to rectangular window, in Hanning window, less number of side loop. That is the advantage of Hanning window. The next one, which of the following is the disadvantage of Hanning window over rectangular window? So which one is a disadvantage means more width of the main loop. The width of the main loop is broader. Okay. In rectangular window, what is the width of the main loop? 4 pi divided by n. But in Hanning window, it's a 8 pi divided by n. Okay, so the width is twice that of the rectangular window. That is the disadvantage. Okay, so usually the main loop, it should be very narrow. The next thing, what is the width of main loop of Hanning window? So it's one of the questions. So already we discussed this question for rectangular. For rectangular, what is the width? 4 pi by n. But for Hanning window, the width is said to be 8 pi by n. Okay. So this 8 pi by n is nothing but twice the width of the rectangular window. Okay. Twice the width of the rectangular window. For a Hamming window also the same formula 8 pi by n. For Hanning and Hamming, the main loop width is same 8 pi by n. Okay. Then the next one, what is the peak side loop for rectangular window? That is the first side loop amplitude. The maximum value of first side loop amplitude in Hanning window, it is minus 31 dB. For rectangular window, minus 13. Okay, 13 dB. For a Hanning window, minus 31 dB. The next one, the first side loop occurs at dash when low pass filter is designed using, this is not a Hamming, this is the Hanning window. Okay, so Hanning window. Hanning window, which one means it's a minus 44 dB. Okay, minus 44 dB. Then the next one, what is the roll-off rate in the frequency response of Hanning window? So the roll-off rate of rectangular window is minus 6 dB per octave. Well, the roll-off rate of Hanning window is minus 18 dB per octave. Okay, so these are all the standard answer. You just compare and remember it. Okay. The next question, the next one. So these are all the questions from the Hanning window. The next third type of window, it is a Hamming window. So Hamming window belongs to the family of raised cosine. Yes, it's also true. So Hanning, Hamming both under the family of raised cosine. The next one, which of the following defines the Hamming window only for odd value of n. Okay, so for Hanning window, we see the definition. Similarly, for Hamming window, which function is valid? Okay, so for Hamming window, if n is odd, so the formula is that WH of n is equal to 0.54 plus 0.46 cos 2 pi n by n minus 1 for n is from minus of n minus 1 by 2 to plus n minus 1 by 2, 0 otherwise. Okay, so this formula is valid for n is odd. So that's why this formula is used to design only non-causal filter. Okay, so if we want to design causal filter, we may use another Hamming window formula. Okay, so we'll see in the next question. Okay, so this formulas you just remember it. If it is a 0.5, 0.5 means it's a Hanning window. Here 0.54, 0.46 means it is a Hamming window. The next question, which of the following defines the Hamming window for both odd and even values of n? Okay, for both values of n, we may use one formula. So which one is the formula means this one, the WH of n is equal to 0.54 minus 0.46 cos 2 pi n by n minus 1 for n is from 0 to n minus 1, 0 otherwise. Okay, if the n value is odd means 0.54 plus 0.46, the same formula, n is from minus n minus 1 by 2 to plus n minus 1 by 2. For both odd and even, for n is from 0 to n minus 1, here in center one minus will come. Okay, so this is the Hamming window formula. The next thing, what is the peak side loop for Hamming window? Minus 41 dB. Okay, minus 13 dB is for rectangular window. Minus 31 is for Hanning window. Minus 41 dB is for Hamming window. Okay, so the first side loop, the peak side loop level, that is first side loop value of the three window. This is the thing. Okay, so you see the peak side loop in case of Hamming window is minus 41 dB. Okay, this is 10 dB improvement than Hanning. Okay, since for Hanning window, the answer is minus 31. So minus 31, 10 dB improvement. And for rectangular window, it's a minus 13. So it's a 28 dB improvement than rectangular window. The next thing, the first side loop occurs at a dash when low pass filter is designed using the Hamming window, minus 51 dB. Okay, so if you are designing one low pass filter using Hamming window, the first side loop occurs at a level of minus 51 dB if the n value is 31. Okay, then the next question, which of the following window has a time domain sequence h of n equal to 1 by 2, 1 minus cos 2 pi n by m minus 1. That is the window function is equal to 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 2 pi n by m minus 1. This function belongs to which window? Okay, Bartlett window, Blackman window, Hamming window, Hanning window, Hanning window. This is a 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 2 pi n. It is a Hanning window formula. The next question, the side loops are much reduced in Hanning window when compared to Hanning and rectangular window. Okay, it's a true. Okay, when compared to rectangular and Hanning window, the side loop is very much reduced. Okay, in rectangular window, more side loops are there. Okay, side loops are unwanted one. In Hanning, in second type of Hanning window, the side loops are somewhat reduced. But in Hamming window, okay, that side loops are much reduced. Okay, so this is the true. The next one, the main loop width of Hamming and Hanning window is twice the width of the rectangular window. Yes, it's a true. For rectangular window, what is the main loop? 4 pi by n. For Hanning and Hamming window, what is the main loop width? It is a 8 pi by n. Okay, so these are all the some of the questions from the three types of window. Okay, so if you want to remember the formula means you just see these points. So I will shortlist it. So you see the points to be remember in rectangular window. The rectangular window, it is also known as Dirichlet window or boxcar. It's a one question. This is the rectangular window definition. Okay, WR of n is equal to 1 for minus n minus 1 by 2 to plus n minus 1 by 2, 0 otherwise. This formula is valid for odd value of n. Okay, so that's why this formula is used to design a non-causal filter. Non-causal filter. Similarly, if we want to use both even and odd value of n, the rectangular window formula is WR of n is equal to 1 for n is from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so that's why this formula, it can be used to design the causal filter. Then, the width of the main loop of rectangular window is 4 pi by n. Okay, then the maximum magnitude of first side loop is minus 13 dB. Then already the magnitude of side loop decreases with increase in frequency. If you are increasing the frequency, the side loop amplitude decreases. Then the length of the window increases, the main loop width decreases. Okay, n value increases means the main loop width decreases according to the formula 4 pi by n. Width is indirectly proportional to n. Okay, then these are all the points to remember in Hanning window. So the Hanning window, it is also known as Hahn window. Okay, and it belongs to the family raised cosine window. Okay, it's another one. Then this is the formula for Hanning window if n is odd. Okay, if n is odd, WH of n is equal to 0.5 plus 0.5 cos 2 pi n by n minus 1. The n is from minus n minus 1 by 2 to n plus n minus 1 by 2. 0 otherwise. So this is used to design non-causal filter only. Okay. If the n value for both the n value is even and odd means the formula is that 0.5 minus 0.5 cos 2 pi n by n minus 1 for n is from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so the same thing here, instead of this plus here the minus will come. Okay, and here the time is both negative and positive value, but here the time is from 0 to n minus 1. Then the width of the main loop is 8 pi by n. Okay, then so the main loop width is twice that of the rectangular window. For rectangular window, the main loop width is only 4 pi by n. So here the width of the main loop in Hanning and Hamming window is 8 pi by n. Okay, and the maximum magnitude of first side loop is minus 31 dB. Okay, so you just remember these answers. Then the size of side loop greatly reduced when compared to rectangular window. Okay, so you already the side loop level is reduces when compared to rectangular window. Okay, then the roll-off rate is minus 18 dB per octave. And it's a minimized level of spectral leakage. Okay, since the side loops are greatly reduced in Hanning window, so the spectral leakage is minimum. And when we are designing low pass filter using this Hanning window, we will get the first side loop is minus 44 dB. Okay, so these are all the things about Hanning. Okay, then the third one points to remember in Hamming window is, so Hamming window is also a family of raised cosine, and the formula is 0.54 plus 0.46 cos for n is from minus value to plus value. Okay, so this is for odd value of n. This is the non-causal filter. Okay, if the n value is both odd and even means, so in center instead of this plus here minus will come. This is used to design causal filter. Then already the width is similar to Hanning window 8 pi by n. Okay, so the main loop is twice that of the rectangular. Yes. Then the maximum magnitude of first side loop is minus 41 dB. Okay, then the next one, the side loop are much reduced when compared to the rectangular window and Hanning window. When compared to rectangular Hanning window, in Hamming window the side loops are very much reduced. Okay, that is the advantage of Hamming window. Then the the magnitude of side loop decreases with increase in frequency. Then the roll-off rate, it is minus 18 dB per octave. Then in this case also improved level of spectral leakage. The spectral leakage is very improved level when compared to Hanning. Okay. When compared to rectangular window, in Hanning window, improved spectral leakage. Here, again improved spectral leakage. Then if you are designing low pass filter using Hamming window, the first side loop is minus 51 dB. Okay. So these points you just remember. Okay. So all questions are I explained from this thing. Okay. So thanks for watching my channel. And in the next video, we will meet with the FIR filter design using some other technique, Fourier series method and frequency sampling method. Okay. So if you want to learn the remaining MCQ videos for this DTSP, so I will give link for that videos in the description box or in my channel in DT signal discrete time signal processing playlist. All videos are available. Okay, so you can go through it. So thanks for watching. So we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.